Peace, peace, family. Today, let's talk about basic tarot spreads. Now, a true tarot deck is comprised of 78 cards. You have 22 cards from the major arcana and 56 cards from the minor arcana. The first basic tarot spread that we're going to get into is going to be the touchstone card, which is a powerful one-card spread only pulled from the major arcana, and it is used as a reference for events ahead or things that you may have missed during the course of a day. So let's go ahead and shuffle our deck. Pull a card. And let's turn it over. Okay, so we have the Hermit, which can deal with the 777 energy, the solitary energy of solitude, looking inwards, a loner, which in the reading would suggest that this person likes being alone. So a lot of us are solitary and we love our solitude because we are solitary practitioners. But at the same time, you should take heed and heed the warning, because if you stay on this path, it can cost you friends and family when and when not. So this is to say, during the course of a day, I can study my magical practices, but don't forget about the mundane world, because you still have your responsibilities out in the physical world. So sometimes, we kind of hoard ourselves, we kind of shut ourselves off from the world. So it's one of those things that, be available, but be flexible, but maintain a balance. So that's how I would read this card, because not everybody reads the same. It is all an interpretation of you. So from the Hermit, put this back in the deck. Do a little bit of shuffling. The next simple spread that we're going to do is a 3-card spread. And I know that you're asking, Narmer, you told me that it was a 3-card spread. Why 4 cards? Because in dealing with this, you can do this both ways. You can do the relationship, which can represent you, the relationship itself, and the other person. The 4th card, which you do not have to pull, but it is called the significator card. This basically tells you what all of this means. So we're going to go with past, present, and future. So let's look them all over. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and from the major arcana, the Star. So, in dealing with the 2 of Swords, in the past, you could have had blocked emotions, avoidance, stalemate, which represents the barriers that we put up. And as far as the present, shows that you have strong will, that you try to manifest wealth of riches, you have high standards, which is also a choice card, personal boldness, power, also seeking a new adventure, a challenge. So as you can see, this individual has the world in his hands, and he's looking outwards, as if he is seeking out for a new adventure. So in the future, it seems that the 8 of Pentacles can represent the assessment, the reward, directional change, crossroads, hard work paying off. So in a reading, it can mean that a reward is coming your way for hard work and effort. Now, the significator card, this tells you what all of this means. So the way that I will put all this together is from the star card, I would simply say, to keep hope in all things. If the path suits you, stay on it. If not, choose a different path, because life is all about choices. And in tarot, we would always suggest for an individual to try to find a better path. So now that we've done that, we'll take these off. And now we're going to go into a 5-card horseshoe. Let's get it set up. Do my shuffling. You can also do a 7-card horseshoe, but let's go with the 5. Now, in dealing with a 5-card horseshoe, we can always start with the recent past. So in the recent past, it seems here that this individual has had heartbreak or bad relationships. So in the present, it seems to has had this person restricted and powerless and confused, which also stands for the times we cannot free ourselves, even though it's not permanent. But as you can see with the woman who's tied up and who is bound, you can still see that there is an interest in an exit or a way out, so it is not permanent. Even though she can't free herself, it doesn't mean that there's not a way out. Now, as we come to the unexpected, we get the Knight of Wands, which how I would read is that you have come across a charming, self-confident, daring, adventurous person who is physically attractive, who loves travel, sexy and seductive. But you need to ask, is this energy helping or hurting? Because sometimes when dealing with the knights, there is a polar opposite. So sometimes it can be overstimulating or have an overabundance of sexuality. So, in everything you want to keep or maintain a steady balance. Is this relationship overstimulating or is it toxic? Uh-oh. And in the nearby future, we have the Tower card, which means that you may have an altercation or a confrontation over the phone or a bad breakup, like the last relationship that is not likely to last. So in the distant future, you will see the Four of Cups, which means that you should go within, contemplate, take your time in dealing with love and your choices on your significant other. So this is to say that not all the time should you rush into a relationship or rush into love foolishly. Sometimes just sit back, relax, get to know the person, and get to learn their energy. So now let's go with the last spread. This is called the Mystic 7. Let's see if I have enough room. Get some shuffling going on here. I'm having overlaps on that way they all fit in, family. Shuffle this last one good. So let's go with the Mystic Seven. In reading the Mystic Seven, there are many different ways, but you would have past, what's going on now, the future, what to do, the external influences, your hopes and fears, and your final outcome. And as you can see, we get the Hangman. The Hangman can represent the times when you are in a state of suspension or when you're stuck in a rut. So when you're stuck in a rut or in a state of suspension, it gives you time to really sit back and contemplate and really think on everything that's going on during the course of your life. You know, in the past, you may have been stuck in a rut or in a state of suspension. You know, but once you change your thought process, you change your life. So you don't always have to stay on that path, you know. So let's go on with the now. The now represents the Two of Pentacles, which seems that you are trying to balance life's woes. But we can't always juggle all. Sometimes you must be flexible. It's one of those things that you got to have balance in all things. So in the future, oh wow, 3 maidens. So you have the 3 of Cups. You know, in the future, you should celebrate life. You know, maybe do more in the community. Go out, you know, celebrate exuberance, you know, a little bit of freedom, the joys of life, instead of being stuck in that rut or in that state of suspension. And always try to balance things out and overthinking. Sometimes you have to let nature just flow. So, what to do? Oh wow, we have the Major Arcana, the Judgment card. Here, what to do? You know, you should make amends. These are things that can tear you down mentally, spiritually, and physically. You know, if you overthink. So sometimes you have to make amends. Not sometimes with other people, but with yourself and with your situation. Because you may not like what's going on. But sometimes you have to accept these things because these are steps. Or maybe a test to get you to the next level. Because it could be a birth and a rebirth, or a death and a rebirth, as you coming out of the old you and going into a new situation, taking on a new path. So let's see what your external influences are. The Choice card, the 7 of Cups. It seems that different things that life has to offer, you have to be sure to make the right choices. You know, sometimes letting go of everything is the right choice, because sometimes when you let go of everything, that's when you gain new life, new knowledge, new opportunities, you know, fresh start. You know, sometimes we hoard and hold on to things that no longer serve us. So this is a choice card right here. So let's see what your hopes and fears are. The Ace of Pentacles. Anything dealing with aces represents new beginnings. With Ace of Pentacles, it seems that the hopes and fears are following your intuition and new beginnings, and basically letting go of old things and becoming anew. So the final outcome is the Temperance card from the Major Arcana. You know, you should have patience, learn how to be patient, and let the universe show you the way. But this is basically the basic tarot spread for the day, family. with a touchstone card, which is a powerful 1 card spread from the major arcana, and it's only pulled from the major arcana. A 3 card spread dealing with the past, present, and future. A 5 card horseshoe dealing with the recent past, the present, the unexpected, the near future, and the distant future. And remember, you can do this any way you want to. It doesn't have to be by this, but these are just certain outlines for when doing readings. But remember, when you read from the heart, and tarot works because you want it to work. So with the Mystic 7, remember you have the past, the now, the future, the what to do, the external influences, the hopes and fears, and your final outcome. Peace to the family.